the Poset Beis, Daber el kol adas bnei Yisrael v'amarta lehem kedoshim tiyu. You should speak el kol adas bnei Yisrael, all the congregation of Yisrael, all Jews, v'amarta lehem kedoshim tiyu. You should be holy. Ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokechem. Why should you be holy? Because I am holy. Mentioned many times, the Ramban over here cites the Torah's Kohanim. What is the basis for any relationship? The basis for any relationship is compatibility. If the two parties who have a relationship, they're compatible, that's the ultimate level of relationship. Now, what determines compatibility? Compatibility is determined by commonality. If we have common perspective, common values,
goals,
that is the basis for compatibility. We're, as they say in the vernacular, we're on the same page. Not only the same page, we're on the same line. Literally in the same groove. That is the ultimate level of relationship. So Hashem says to Klal Yisrael, Kadoshim tiyu. What do I want you to be a Kodosh? We'll discuss what does the word Kodosh mean. Ki Kodosh ani Hashem Elokechem. The Kodesh Baruch Hu took us at Sinai to be his Goy Kodosh, his holy people. So we are quantified as Goy Kodosh. Now, what is the basis for Kedusha? Throughout the Torah, we find the first mention of Kedusha is when Moshe is shepherding the flocks of his father Yusuf out in the desert, and all of a sudden he sees an unusual, something unusual, that the sneh is burning, and yet it's not being consumed by fire. He broaches the sneh, the burning bush, and all of a sudden a malach says to him, Shal na'alecha me'araglech ki admas kodeshu. Remove your shoes from your feet, because it's hallowed earth. It's holy. What does that mean? Wherever a Kodesh Baruch Hu is, that's the basis for holiness. Har Sinai, when the Shekhinah descended on Har Sinai, we weren't permitted to approach the mountain. Why? Because Hashem was on the mountain. What happened after he departed from the mountain? He ascended from the mountain. The mountain was a piece of rock. That's all it was. So what is the basis for the Kedusha? Wherever Hashem is, that's Kedusha. When he departs from that, then it's ordinary. That HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us to be his Goy Kodosh, his holy people. What does that mean? That means he has an intimacy with us, a relation with us, a connection with us, and because of that connection, that is the basis for the Kedusha. That's why Jews are holy. We're a holy people because God is holy and we were taken as his people. Like the mountain became holy because of his relevance to the mountain, identically, we are Kodosh because of his relevance to us. We find the ultimate location of Kedusha is the Kodesh Kadoshim, is the Holy of Holies. The outside of Holy of Holies, it's Kedusha, but they're different degrees of Kedusha. The most intense Kedusha is where the Oron is. That's where the Shechin is. That's where the Kohen Gadol would enter on Yom Kippur to do the Yom Kippur service. That's the ultimate Rachmim. Where does he supplicate Hashem for the ultimate level of Rachmim? When he goes into the Kodesh Kadoshim. When he engages that directly, he engages with the Shekhinah. We had mentioned him at Orach Chaim HaKodesh. The Kohen Gadol, he has Shmona Begodim. He has 8 vestments. He has what we call Big Day Zov, and he has Big Day Lovon. He has gold vestments, and he has white vestments. On Yom Kippur, when he officiates, and he goes into the Holy of Holies, which is the Avodas Yom Kippurim, he only officiates in the white vestments, in that particular context. So Orach Chaim HaKodesh had said that the gold vestments corresponds to Adni. Adni is Midas Adin, Odom. The white vestments is Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud Kei Vav Kei is Midas HaRachmim. So when he goes into the Kodesh Kadoshim, which is the ultimate location of Kedusha, he's engaging in the most intimate way with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To what? To engender, to activate the most advanced level of Midas HaRachmim. In what capacity does he officiate? In the capacity of Midas HaRachmim. This is the Big Day Lovon. He said the four the four begodim, the four vestments correspond to the Yud Kei Vav Kei. Yud Kei Vav Kei is 4 letters, so the 4 vestment he wears, white, correspond to the Yud Kei Vav Kei. That's the Midas HaRachmim. So again, you have to be in a position to be able to have relevance to the Shekhinah. How do we have relevance to the Shekhinah? HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, Kedoshim tiyu, ki kodesh ani Hashem Elokeichem. You must be Kodosh because I am Kodosh. What is one? But Hashem, ki ani Hashem Elokeichem, because I am your God. Therefore, you must be that. Otherwise, we have no relationship. There's no basis for the relationship. Why would a person is Tomei? He's contaminated, spiritual contamination. He's not permitted to enter into the Temple Mount. He's not permitted to go to the Beis Hamikdash. Again, since that's the location of the Shekhinah, and what the whole concept of Tumah, what's Tumah? Tumah has to do with the nether forces. That's with the deficiency, the impurity of existence. Hashem has no relevance to that. As a result of that, if the person has any level of relationship with the Tumah, he can't have a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That interferes. What is the meaning of the word chet? Sin is chet. But usually, chet in the generic means any sin. When we speak about chato, that's inadvertent. But the meaning of the word chet means choser. You're deficient. It's a deficiency. What brings about deficiency by a Jew? When you sin, that creates a deficiency. With HaKadosh Baruch Hu, there's no deficiency. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is perfect in the absolute. He's perfect. So if the Jew goes, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu teaches us, communicates to us at Sinai, how does the Jew achieve perfection? What brings about spiritual deficiency? So he says, if you cross that line, that causes spiritual deficiency, even if you cross the line inadvertently, even not intentionally. B'shogeg, because that's deficiency. Hashem has no relevance to deficiency. Therefore, you have to correct it. You have to do tshuva. What's tshuva? Tshuva is coming back. You come back. Where are you coming back to? You're coming back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. By having remorse, regretting, and committing yourself not to cross that line again, that reinstates the person. What's the word meaning of a reinstatement? You're back. You're back to where you should have been. We were initially at Sinai. So the reason why Hashem says Kedoshim Tiyu Ki Kodesh Ani Hashem Elokeichem is because since we have that level of relationship, and Ani Hashem Elokeichem, and I am Kodosh, I am removed from anything which has to do with deficiency. We'll discuss them on what exactly is Kedusha. Therefore, you have to be. The famous Ramban here, the Ramban, if you have a Chumash of Mikros Gedolos, Rashi says, what's Kedoshim Tiyu? Have a prushim min arayos min avero. You should separate yourself from forbidden sexual relationships and from sin. Wherever you find offense, to distance yourself from the forbidden sexual relationship, and to motzi kedusha. You find kedusha. Isha zon of chalolo, a Kohen who's deficient. He's not permitted to marry a woman who was defiled. Defiled woman is not permitted to a Kohen. A chalola, a woman who is the issue of a forbidden relationship to a Kohen. Kohen marries a grusha. Kohen Gadol marries an almona, right? Or he marries a zona. The child is called a cholol or a chalola. The chalola is considered, cholol means it's desecrated. It's profaned. It doesn't have the kedusha. You know, there's a mitzvah say that we have to, it says v'kidashto. You have to treat the Kohen as special. It's a mitzvah say. That's the reason why the Kohen gets the first aliyah. The reason why the Kohen is given the first portion is because he has kedusha, kidashto. Kidashto. Now, what is the meaning of kidashto? You must sanctify him. Now, why the Kohen? Why not anyone else? Because the Kohen is the one who engages on the most intimate level with Hashem. He's the only officiant. He's the only one who was not tainted with Chet Egel. Originally, who was supposed to be the Bechorim? Who was supposed to be the Kohanim? The Bechorim, the firstborn. Because Klal Yisrael failed with Chet Egel, we all became tainted due to the idolatry. Everybody became disqualified. So who took the place of the Kohanim? Bechorim, the Kohanim. They became the officiants because they never profaned the Kedusha at Sinai.